Hello everyone and welcome back to the FRC Historian. Today I'll be making a video I've been waiting to make for a little while, as now my number of subscribers matches the number of a great team from Texas. You all know the name, Team 118, the Robonauts. And because of this, I've wanted to make this for a while, but now I finally have this excuse to do it. And now I'll be going over their entire history like I have for some other teams. So, without further ado, the history of the Robonauts. The Robonauts started in 1997. We're here out of League, Texas. Their first year they go to the National Championship. 1998 they would go to their first regional, the Southwest Regional, where here they would win the Sportsmanship Gracious Professionalism Award and then go to the National Championship in Orlando. 1999 they would solely go to the National Championship. In 2000 they would return going to a regional, the Lone Star Regional in Texas, where here they would win the Most Photogenic Award and then go on to the National Championship. In earlier years, there isn't as much data to go around, especially from the Blue Alliance, and it's hard to find from some other sources. However, they didn't make it, say, qualify for the finals or make it that far in these earlier competitions. But however, you won't have to wait long to see those. 2001, they would go to the Lone Star Regional. 2002, the Robonauts would win their first banner. Here, they would go first to the Lone Star Regional, where here they would become a regional finalist, going 12-3. They'll be part of the number 1 alliance along with teams 16 and 609, winning both quarterfinals, winning both semifinals, however losing in the finals to an alliance of 34, 457, and 192. They become a regional finalist, a Motorola Quality Awardee, and then a Xerox Creativity Award winner as well. Then they would go into the Archimedes division, where here they would win their division along with teams 25 and 233, making a powerful alliance, however getting out in the semifinals of Einstein against teams 311, 308, and 180 in 2002. However, on the Einstein field, they would win the Sportsmanship GP Award. On to 2003 Stack Attack. This team would go to the Lone Star Regional first, where they would go 11-5. Here they would team up with Team 1010 as their first pick of their alliance, where they would become regional finalists actually against an alliance of 34 and 1108. This alliance would do well, however they would get out in the finals. Their third pick of this alliance, the other alliance partner in here would be Team 704. At this, they would not only go home with this, but they would also win their first Chairman's Award, as well as the Leadership and Controls Award. Then they would go on to the Galileo Division, where here they would see action as part of the number 8 alliance, and along with Team 571, they would get out in the quarterfinals. However, on the Einstein field, they would be recognized with the Judges Award. On to 2004, they would go on to the Lone Star Regional, where here they would win the Engineering Inspiration Award. They would have a record of 4-8-2, however, alongside their partners 647 and 476, as part of the number 3 alliance. They would win their quarterfinals, losing the first win in the next 2, however, get on the semis against an alliance of 57, 364, and 457 at their regional. Then they would go into the Newton Division, where they would go 4-3 and not be on an alliance in 2004. Now on to 2005. In 2005, the Robonauts, this would be their first big year for banners. They would actually go 39-6 over. Oh, sorry for the spoiler. They would go to the Colorado Regional first, where here they would almost go undefeated in the qualification rounds, being in the number 1 alliance, picking teams 233 and 935. Winning both quarterfinals, winning both semifinals, going undefeated against the alliance of 159, 64, and 1158, winning all 6 playoff matches, becoming a regional winner, a first for the Robonauts, but not even close to their last, and as well as a Radio Shack Innovation Control Award, going 16-1. They'll go on to the Lone Star Regional, where here they would be part of the number 1 alliance yet again with teams 231 and 499. They'll go 15-1, only losing 1 match here as well. That match would be in the qualification matches as well. They would go undefeated in the playoffs, where they'd win against the alliance of 418, 456, and 1621, becoming regional champions. They would also receive a regional Woody Flowers Award, a regional Chairman's Award, and the General Motors Industrial Design Award, winning all 3 banners from this competition. Then they would go into the Curie Division, where they would go 8-4 along with their alliance partners 229 and 312. They would lose the first quarterfinal and win the next 2, however lose the next 2 against 175, 33, and 108 in the Curie Division semifinals. However, they would win a Chairman's Award honorable mention on the Einstein field, as well as the Quality Award on the Einstein field. Now we're going to move on to 2006. 2006, the Robonauts would start out at the Lone Star Regional, where here they would go 12-3, becoming regional finalists. They were actually part of the number 5 alliance, alongside teams 437 and 932. This alliance would win both quarterfinals, upsetting the number 4, win both semifinals, upsetting yet again, and going on to the finals where they would unfortunately lose, winning the first finals match and then losing the next two, becoming regional finalists. Their alliance would be 118, 437, and 932. The winning alliance would be 231, 1421, and 418. However, they would be regional finalists as well as Motorola Quality awardees. Then they would move directly to the Galileo division, where here they would team up with teams 173 and 16, getting out in the quarterfinals against the alliance of 177, 1126, and 201. Now we're going to move on to the 2007 run, where here the Robonauts would come back, and then they'd first go to the Bayou Regional, where here they would rank second, actually, pick up teams 364 and 2183, winning both quarterfinals, going on to the semifinals where they'd win the first, lose the second, and win the third, and lose both finals against 462, 1683, and 1912 against the Robonauts Alliance, becoming the finalists of the regional, as well as winning the GM Industrial Design Award. Next up would be the Lone Star Regional, where they would come back here. They would be ranked second, pick teams 476 and 1745, winning both quarterfinals, winning the first semifinal, losing the second, however winning the third. And unlike the last one, they would lose the first final, yet win the next two against the alliance of 57, 1772, and 364, becoming regional champions, Engineering Inspiration Award champions, as well as the Delphi Driving Tomorrow's Technology Award. So even if they don't win the competition or make it to the finals, they still are a very awards-based team and are very good in that category throughout the years. They would go to the Curie division, where they would align with teams 1700 and 234, getting out in the quarterfinals against the alliance of 1270, 910, and 330. Now on to First Overdrive, where this team would start at the Lone Star Regional, actually ranking first, going 13-1 in the qualification rounds. This team would pick teams 1898 and 501. Right here, they would win their first quarterfinal, have a loss to the 8th alliance in second, win the third going out of the semis, win both semis, no problem, going to the finals where they would lose to the alliance of 1477, 1429, and 57, becoming this regional's finalists. They would also win the Engineering Inspiration Award and Delphi's Driving Tomorrow's Technology Award. Then they would move on to the Bayou Regional, where here they would rank 6th, and they would actually team up with team 148 and 49, a dynamic duo of Texas, if you will, 118 and 148. Now how would this alliance do? They would win both quarterfinals, lose the first semi, win the next two, however lose both finals against teams 440, 1477, and 16, becoming regional finalists. Then they would finally go on to the Curie division, where here they would be part of the number 6 alliance along with teams 604 and 1071. Unfortunately for them, they would be bested by the number 3 alliance of teams 16, 67, and 348 of the number 3 alliance of the Curie division. Now we're going to move on to 2009, where here the Robonauts in Lunacy would first start off at the Washington, D.C. Regional. They would actually be part of the number 7th alliance here, going 8-5 overall, where they'd be part of the alliance of 1279 and 538, besting the number 2 alliance, going on to the semis, besting the number 3 alliance, however losing to the alliance of 45, 234, and 620 at the Washington, D.C. Regional Finals. However, they would pick up the Quality Award. Next up onto the Lone Star Regional, this team would rank 4th, being captain of the number 4 alliance, picking teams 1801 and 1480. They would lose their first quarterfinal to 2587, 704, and 1421, win the second, however lose the third to become regional quarterfinalists. However, they would win the Autodesk Visualization Award, as well as the Johnson & Johnson Gracious Professionalism Award. Then they would move on to the Archimedes Division, where here they'd be part of the number 6 alliance, along with teams 343 and 488, where they would beat the number 3 alliance in 2, lose in the semis the first match, win the next 2, and then lose both finals matches to 222, 2753, and 1218, who would win that division in Archimedes. However, they would win the Gracious Professionalism Award on the Einstein Field that year. On to 2010 First Breakaway, this team would first go to the Florida Regional, where here they would rank 22nd, going 8-7-1 overall, and be part of the number 7 Alliance. Along with teams 665 and 386, they would win their both quarterfinal, tie the second one, because remember what year this is. This is Breakaway, where the scores are low. Then they would win the third, going on to the semifinals, where here they would win their first match against 1251, 86, and 1612. However, lose the next two to become regional semifinalists. However, they would win the Great Professionalism Award. Now on to the Lone Star Regional, where this team would do something they hadn't done in a few years. They'd be part of the number 1 alliance, along with teams 148 and 647. They would win both quarterfinals, win both semifinals, lose the first final, win the second, tie the third, and then win again to become this regional's champions. And here they would also win the Regional Champions Award, winning 2 banners of this competition, as well as winning the Excellence in Engineering Award. They would win this competition and win it with 148. And also get chairmans. Next up onto the Archimedes division, they would go 5 and 6, however not be picked up by an alliance to see it play in the playoffs. Next up onto 2011, where here they would start off at the Alamo Regional, where here they would rank 3rd and be captain of the number 3 alliance. They picked teams 24-15 and 27-45, winning both quarterfinals, going to the semis, lose the first, win the second, but lose the third to 245, 57, and 28-48. Remember the Alamo. Then they would move on to the Lone Star Regional, where here they would be rank 1, pick teams 14-77 and 18-1, win both quarterfinals, win the first semifinal, lose the second, win the third, and win both finals to become regional champions. They would also win Engineering Inspiration. They would also win the Cooperation Award. Then on to the Midwest Regional, where here they would rank 2nd, but be picked up by the number 1 alliance, along with teams 34-94 and 111. They would win the quarterfinals, lose one semifinal, win the next 2, and then win in the finals to become Midwest Regional Champion. On to the Archimedes division. This team would team up with teams 303 and 35-39 to take on, as part of the number 2 alliance, the World. They would lose the first quarterfinal against 229, 155, and 1023. Win the second, however, unfortunately lose the third to become Archimedes division quarterfinalists. Then they would move on to the Einstein Field, where they would win the Championship Great Professionalism Award sponsored by Johnson & Johnson. Next on to 2012. One thing to note about the 2012 robot, if you've seen and tried to strategize for this new game, they do have some interesting features from this robot which would be useful to look at in terms of strategizing for this next game. Now let's see how they did. They started off at the Alamo Regional. They would rank 2nd, be picked up by the number 1 alliance with teams 488 and 33-25. They would win both quarterfinals, going to the semifinals, lose the first against an alliance of 29-36, 148 and 922. Win the second, however, lose the third by 4 points to become regional semifinalists. However, they would win the Excellence in Engineering Award. Then they would move on to the Northeast Utilities First Connecticut Regional, where here they would rank 2nd, be picked up by the number 1 alliance of 2791, as well as 2168. They would win both quarterfinals, win the first semifinal, however, lose the second 2 to 2067, 558, and 1071 to become regional semifinalists. Then they would move on to the Lone Star Regional, where here they would become regional winners, being ranked 3rd, being picked up by the number 1 alliance with teams 359 and 1642, winning both quarterfinals, both semifinals, and both finals against 624, 2773, and 1477, becoming regional champions, as well as winning the Excellence in Engineering Award. Then they would move on to the Newton Division, where they would do something they had never done before. They would rank 12th, be picked up by the number 1 alliance, along with teams 2194 and 548 as the captain. They would win both quarterfinals, win both semifinals, and win both finals against 639, 330, and 68, becoming championship division winners of the Newton subdivision. Then they would move on to the Einstein Field, where here they would be bested by the alliance 16, 25, and 180, getting out in the semis of the Einstein Field. Now on to the 2013. In 2013, this team would start out strong, going to the Lone Star Regional. They would rank 1st, going 15-1 overall, which lets you know that along with teams 148 and 2789, they would win both quarterfinals, win both semifinals, and this is getting redundant, but win both finals against 2587, 3487, and 57, becoming regional champions, as well as Engineering Inspiration Award winners at this regional. Then they would go on to the Bayou Regional, where here they would rank 5th, however still be picked up by the number 1 alliance, along with teams 4589 and 3753. They would win both quarterfinals, win both semifinals, lose the first final, and then win both finals after that against the alliance of 155, 3039, and 1421, becoming regional champions, and then they would also win the Excellence in Engineering Award. Now on to the Silicon Valley Regional, where you guessed it, they'd be part of the number 1 alliance with teams 254 and 1967, winning both quarterfinals, winning both semifinals, and then winning both finals against 1868, 973, and 4159, becoming regional champions. They went to 3 regionals, and they won 3 regionals. Onto their Galileo division, where here they would be ranked first, going 10-4 overall. They would pick teams 11-14 and 40-39, where in here they would win the first quarterfinal, lose the second against the number 8 Alliance, win the third, going to the semis where they would win the first, however lose the next 2 to 1477, 1241, and 610. You guessed it, the 2013 World Champions. Now on to 2014, where here they would start off strong, going to the Alamo Regional, where they'd be ranked second, being picked up with the number 1 Alliance of 624 and 3008, winning both quarterfinals, both semifinals, both finals, 6-0 in the playoffs, becoming regional champions against the Alliance of 148, 2468 Team Appreciate, and 2789, becoming regional champions, as well as Excellence in Engineering Award winners. Next on to the Greater Kansas Regional, where they would rank first, pick teams 1986 and 1723, win both quarters, win both semis, win the first final, lose the second against 935, 1775, and 1806, win the third, becoming regional champions. They would also win the Excellence in Engineering Award. On to the Lone Star Regional, they would be ranked 4th, but picked up by the number 1 Alliance, 148 and 2585. They would win both quarterfinals, win the first semifinal, lose the second, win the third, and go on to the finals where they would win both matches against 1477, 624, and 3997, becoming regional champions. Next up onto the Curie Division. Being the 5th Alliance captain, they had picked teams 359, 4334, and 865. In this Curie Division, they would win both quarterfinals, upsetting the number 4 Alliance. Then they'd go into the semis, where they would be up against the Alliance at 254, 469, 2848, and 74. The World Champion Alliance of 2014, they would win the first match, however lose the next 2, becoming Championship Division semifinalists. On to their 2015 season. If you don't know how they did this year, this is the season a lot of people remember them for. Their robot name was Endeavor, and they did incredibly well in 2015. It would go on to the Dallas Regional first, where they would rank 3rd with an average qualification match score of 83.8, very high for week 1. Here they would be with teams 624 and 2613, and they would have a very high playoff match score of 137.75. They would win the first finals match 186 to 140, lose the second finals match against 987, 148, and 3802, and then come back to win the third 130 to 81, becoming regional champions. They would also win the Industrial Design Award. Onto the Sacramento Regional, they had become ranked first with an average qualification match score of 140.8. They would pick teams 1678 and 5458 as part of the number 1 Alliance, and then have a high enough match score to be ranked first going into the finals. They would best the Alliance of 701, 2085, and 568, going 218 to 132 and 206 to 159. Average playoff match score of 204.86. Onto their next regional, they would, at the Lone Star Regional, they would rank first yet again, pick teams 624 and 3728, with an average qualification match score of 172.56. This alliance would go on in the playoffs to get an average match score of 229.71 points, which is very, very high for this year. They would win both finals against 45-87, 701, and 57, going 268 to 181 and 230 to 212. They become regional champions, as well as Excellence in Engineering Award winners. Onto the Newton Division, they would rank first yet again, average qualification match score of 195.5 and 248.86 as their average playoff score. They would become Championship Division winners, along with their alliance partners 1678, then 1671, and 5012 to round out this alliance. This alliance, if you didn't know, was incredibly powerful. Going after the quarterfinals of Einstein, which this was a different time when there were 8 divisions, they would be ranked first after the quarterfinals with an average match score of 259.0. However, they would be surpassed by the alliance of 987, 2826, where they would only get 225.67 to that alliance's 270. However, in the finals, they would win both finals 253 to 191 and 246 to 230, becoming 2015 world champions. Now on to the 2016 season of the Robonauts, where here they would start off at the Greater Toronto East Regional. At the Greater Toronto East Regional, they would become ranked 4th. However, they would be picked up by the number 1 Alliance, Captain 2056, along with Team 2634. They would win both quarterfinals, win both semifinals, lose the first final against 1241, 1114, and 2935, win the next two, becoming regional champions, as well as the Excellence in Engineering Award winner. Then they would move on to the Rocket City Regional, where here they would rank 2nd, going 15-1 overall. They would be picked up by Team 16 as part of the captain, as well as 3490. They would win both quarterfinals, win both semifinals, win both finals against 364, 4188, and 801, becoming regional champions and Creativity Award winners. On to the Lone Star Regional. This is where they really shined. They were ranked 1st, winning 13-1 overall. As rank 1, they would pick teams 45-87 and 37-35, winning both quarterfinals, both semifinals, both finals against 54-31, 233, and 57, becoming regional champions. They would also be the recipient of a Woody Flowers Finalist Award, a First Dean's List Award, and the Industrial Design Award. On to the Newton Division, they would be ranked 11 as part of the number 2 Alliance, along with teams 1519 and 3309 and 1676. They would get out in the quarterfinals against that division's champions 217, 4678, and 3476. Their Dean's List Award winner, however, would be recognized on the Einstein stage as one of the Dean's List Award recipients. Now on to their 2017 season with their Robot Ruckus. Here, they would go to the Hub City Regional, where they would rank 3rd, and as part of the number 3 Alliance with big teams 55-50 and 624, winning the first quarterfinal, losing the second, winning the third, going on to the semis, where they would win the first against 38-47, 14-77, 159, yet lose the next two to become regional semifinalists. However, they would win the Industrial Design Award. On to the Lone Star Central Regional, they would become ranked 1st, pick teams 55, 26, and 14-77. They would win both quarterfinals, win both semifinals, win both finals against 58-29, 38-47, and 39-97, becoming regional champions, having Woody Flowers Finalist Award, First Dean's List Award, and Innovation Control Award win as well. On to the Las Vegas Regional, they become ranked 1st, pick teams 148 and 968, win both quarterfinals, win the first semifinal, lose the second, win the third, going to the finals where they would win the first against 1538, 1678, and 2637, however lose the next two to become regional finalists, as well as Excellence in Engineering Award winners. Now onto the Newton Division, where here they would rank 1st, and if you didn't know how this division would go, they would pick teams 1678 and 4188 as part of their core alliance, which would take on this. If you didn't know, they would win the division no problem, 6-0 in the playoffs. Then they would go on to the Einstein Field. Where on the Einstein Field, they would go 4-3, and here's what happened. They would win their first 3 matches, lose the 4th, win the 5th, go in, rank 1st against the Alliance at 9-7-3, 10-11, 29-28, who they had fought in their last semis match and beat. They would be upset in both finals matches, first 539-472, and then 495-469, becoming championship finalists. On to the 2018 season, they would start off at the Dallas Regional. Here they would be 2nd ranked, going 13-2 overall, being picked up by Team 148 and then 2789. This alliance would win every single match in the playoffs, going 6-0, becoming regional champions, and the Robonauts would also win the Greatest Professionalism Award. On to the Colorado Regional. This team would rank 3rd, be part of the number 2 Alliance, along with teams 3005 and 4239, win both quarterfinals, lose the first semifinal, yet win the next two, and then upset the number 1 Alliance of 1619, 148, and 5414, becoming regional champions and Creativity Award winners. On to the Lone Star Regional. This team would rank 2nd. They would be along with teams 624 and 6645 as part of the number 1 Alliance, win both quarterfinals, win both semifinals, win both finals against teams 6800, 4587, and 5829, becoming regional champions. They would also be the recipient of the Dean's List Finalist Award, as well as an Excellence in Engineering Award. On to the Newton Division. Here they would become championship finalists, championship subdivision finalists. They'd be part of the number 1 Alliance, along with teams 3310 and 3128, win both quarterfinals, win both semifinals, however lose both finals to the Alliance of 1619, 1678, and 4061, becoming championship subdivisional finalists, as well as Excellence in Engineering Award winners. However, their Dean's List Finalist awardee would become a recipient of the Dean's List Award on the Einstein Field in Houston. Now on to their most recent season, Team 118 in 2019. They would start off at the El Paso district. This is the first year of Texas districts, where they would rank first, and then pick teams 38-47, 50-47, win both quarterfinals. On the semifinals, they would be disqualified in the first one, getting a red card, and then they would go on to the semis, where they would win the next two semis, win both finals against 41-53, 40-63, and 43-01, becoming district champions, as well as quality award winners. Onto the Arizona North Regional, they would be ranked first, pick teams 24-78 and 50-59, going 6-0 in the playoffs, besting the Alliance at 24-03, 45-65, and 60 in the finals, becoming regional champions. Now to the First in Texas Pasadena event, where here they would be ranked first, going 18-1 overall, picking teams 231 and 76-91, winning both quarterfinals, winning both semifinals, losing the first final against 54-14, 6800, and 73-12, yet winning the next two, becoming district champions, as well as Excellence in Engineering Award winners. Onto the First in Texas District Championship, they would become ranked second, pick teams 2-4-6-8, Team Appreciate, and 40-63, win both quarterfinals, win the first semifinal, however lose to the Alliance at 18-17, 38-47, and 27-14 due to their crazy defense. However, they would be a recipient, one of their students would become a First Gainesville's finalist awardee. Onto the Carver Division, they would be ranked 6th, be picked up by the number 2 Alliance at 41-91 and 21-47, as well as 5006. Here, they would lose to the Alliance at 16-78, 31-32, and 71-79, becoming semifinalists on the Carver Division. And this would wrap up their most recent season. Team 118 has done very well throughout the years, and I'm really looking forward to see how they do in 2020. Thank you all for watching. This has been the FRC Historian.